Hello and welcome to ESR's Sunday Ranked Racing, which is not really a thing, but it's my Weasley way of making use of the race coverage replay tool without covering a race that someone at ESR has already covered. And I should note that except for the official ranked racing coverage by Race Room, I don't think there is any other way to cover the race than through a replay. I think only Race Room can hook up to the spectator tool to the ranked races. So I guess I have a bit of an advantage there. Anyway, I'm Andrew D, and we will start our coverage today at Brands Hatch in the NSU. We have two races here, and then we move on to Hockenheim in the Tantalus F4. Now, of course, using the replay tool, we lose a couple of items, the main being any qualifying coverage. So we'll just whip down through the field here to see who's racing and then get on with the race. So at the front we have Sergio Castro, who I believe is not a ESR member. I did briefly see his ranked racing stuff. This guy seems to purely do NSU racing. So this is going to be his forte. We've got Don, it's either Bellinger or Belanger, and I think it's Belanger. I'm sure I'll be in trouble one way or the other. We've got Martin Edmonds, ESR, another ESR guy. Nate Spetch, who is not ESR. Martin Smith, who is, Alberto Fernandez, who is not, Michael Piscor, who is not ESR, Glenn McKee, who is a recent ESR addition, Rick Martel, who is ESR, Takahide Maruka, who is ESR, Mauricio Delgado, who's been ESR for quite a while, I think, and Rob Pearson, another name I don't recognize, who is not ESR as far as I know. Okay then, so let's get on with the race. One thing I forgot to mention when going down the field is some of the qualifying times. Our leader, Sergio, was running a 55.756 with Belanger 30 of a second behind him, 0.349 behind him, and Martin Edmonds full half second behind him. So it's a bit of a spread out field at the front, although from Martin back for quite a few places it's fairly tight, and then we spread out again as we go further down the field. Oh, and Martin decides to dump the groceries as we get the race underway. That's going to take a bit of time for him to sort out. See if he can come back through the field or if he's done for the day on that one. Mid-pack is still reasonably tight with Sergio not gaining a whole lot on Belanger up front, but the field slowly stretching out. Rob Pearson, probably the closest one, I think. No, there's some tighter ones here, but the camera's deciding to go with Rob. But now we get on board with Martin Smith. Got a few cars up in front. Rick Martel is just behind him. This corner here seems to be quite a bit of a problem, and as we see, Martin Smith gets into trouble too. Not quite as badly as Martin Edmonds. But that sends Martin back down through the field. And I'm not sure, but it sounds like he's dragging on the ground ever so often. We move forward with Mauricio, who's taking a shot at, I think it's Rick Martel, and gets through in underneath. Gets a better line out onto the straight stretch. And he almost gets McGee as well, I think. Yes, I believe he's going to make that stick. Oh, maybe I speak too soon. Nope, he's got it made. And he starts to break away quite easily. Further up the field with Nate Spetch. It seems that the front is dominated by 2 non-ESR drivers and 1 ESR driver. Nate's looking up the underside of Belanger. Belanger gives him room, but Nate can't quite make it through. Belanger keeps that for now. And in the background we have Piscor and Fernandez, but they're not a threat to these two up front here. I don't think Nate has enough to take a run. Oh dear. And Nate obviously has internet problems and he's out. So Martin is, made up a little spot. Well, that's because Spetch was out, so he's worked his way up one spot. He's got about 10 laps left to do something. These are actually great little cars to race. They don't have a lot of power, but they have fairly nice balance. And they slide around a lot, as you can see, but they're quite catchable. Good cars for racing. And Martin has worked his way past Martin Smith. Okay, on board with Rick Martel. He's running in 9th. Taking a look at Glenn McKee, see if there's a way around. Takahide has also got someone in front, Delgado, and took a little peek there, but nothing doing. Back with Martin, who's still a little off before he can make a threat to anyone. And I think, yes, Martin gets through there. And he might get a 2-4 in one go. Got a decent run getting onto the straight. So that gets him up into 8th place. But the pack as a whole is staying together pretty good, so this race is not over yet in through here. Now Rick Martel is working on Glenn McKee, but gets shoved off the side. I think he'll have the pace, so he should be able to come back and try again. Rob Pearson, one of the non-ESR drivers, taking a look at Takahide with Delgado just in front of him. Meanwhile, up front, it looks like Castro is starting to make a bit of a lead on Belanger. 3.5 seconds. Bit of a safety margin there. Takahide, he kind of blows his corner. We'll see if Rob Pearson makes use of that. Not going to happen this time, I don't think. Martin's looking at the back of Glenn McKee. Oh, and we can see that Martin is not steering so good, so his suspension is hooped by the looks of things. Glenn slides a little wide, so even with a bashed up suspension, Martin's able to get through. Pick up the race again with Pearson, who is still looking at Takahide. A little bit of an edge on him, but not enough to do anything with that. See if he, when he gets on the straight, if he can tuck in underneath Takahide. And I think, well, at the moment he was looking a little bit too far back. Yeah, I don't think he's going to make anything on this round. Again, he closes in on Takahide. And at the moment, this is pretty much the only race on the track. Just a little shot of Alberto Fernandez. Well, not too much is happening. Back to Pearson. Still a little bit behind Takahide. And Takahide is a little bit too far behind Delgado to do much of anything. I'm going to get a shot with Takahide. He's closing on Delgado. He's going to take a run. We'll see what happens. This corner here is quite the crazy corner. Car gets really light, slides around a lot. Very hard to make a pass there and stay on the road. Whereas this corner here is banked in your favor. If you can tuck underneath, it's a good place to pass. Okay, Rob is a little closer this time. Let's see what he can do. He's taking the inside, he's pushing, he's got a good drive. I think he might keep this. Keeps it through the sweeper. Now Delgado's under threat. And Takahide is not giving up either. Nice close three-way race here. Oh, Takahide almost got it back there. Yeah, status quo there. Still not much else going on elsewhere on the track. It's these three guys who are racing. Now Smokey, the guy who's at the back here, I took a quick look at his driving, and as far as I can tell, oh, and he does a better tumble than Martin did. I'm 90% sure he's on a gamepad, so just to show up on a gamepad is already pretty brave. Takahide pushing in behind Rob Pearson there. See if he can get a good line through here and get a run on Pearson. But Pearson is he's pretty cagey there. He keeps it tight and he gets a good run. In fact, he's putting Mauricio under threat at the moment. Mauricio's wide. This is Pearson's chance. Mauricio tries to close the door. Nothing doing though. Rob gets through. And that pushes him up to 5th. But again, these three guys are staying together as a pack. So fairly evenly matched. Right now it's down to race driving skills. Oh no, Takahide's in a bit of trouble. And Martin is now getting in the mix there. He's going to be a threat to, well, he's already got by Takahide. And Delgado takes a shot at taking his position back. He's got the advantage here. I think he's going to keep it. Good work there from Mauricio. But Rob's not giving up. He's going to try again. I don't think this outside line is going to work. Maybe he can get a run down the inside. He's definitely got a better run out of the corner. Nope. Mauricio hangs on. Oh no, he caught the curb. Pearson is over on the roof or on the door. And that sends him back. He's already down to 9th. Ah, that's too bad. On the last lap. I don't know how many people that curb has caught. And Sergio makes it across the finish line. He's done. Belanger is right behind him. Fernandez comes across. Piscor is up next in 4th. Smokey comes in at 12th. Delgado 5th. Martin Edmonds 6th. Takahide 7th. Rick Martel 8th. And Rob Pearson limps home in 9th. Martin Smith in 10th. And Glenn McKee brings it home in 11th place. That makes our podium finishers Alberto Fernandez in 3rd place. Dom Belanger in 2nd. And Sergio Castro in 1st. Okay, so we've got our field for race 2. We've lost Sergio, which is too bad for Belanger. He probably shaved about 1/10 of a second off his lap time from qualifying 1. But he still wouldn't have beat Sergio, at least not in qualifying. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Who else? We've got Alberto Fernandez. He was about 1/10 of a second or so behind Belanger. Takahide pulled off a really good qualifying, beating Martin Edmonds. Martin, he pretty much did the same time as he did in his first race. Mauricio, I think he's improved. And I can't remember all the rest. So Rick Martel is back. Bernie Ecclestone is another new arrival. He's not ESR. Glenn McKee is back. Pablo Abella is another new one, not ESR. Alex Petrovsky, another new arrival, not ESR. Julius Poiret, another new one. Sandra Mia, and I took a look at Sandra's. If I thought that one of the guys in the last race had a gamepad, this one was so obvious that there's no mistaking that. Sergio Perez, always good to have a Formula One racer present. Daniel Canton is another new arrival, and Martin Smith returns for a second round of the race. Okay, we're about to start race 2, sitting at the back of the pack here, and we are go. Martin Smith worked his way up through the field, catches about 4 positions right out of the gate. Up front here, Martin gets through the first corner this time, or the second corner clean. Let's hope he can make that stick to the end. Belanger is leading, Fernandez second. Takahide is still in third, Delgado in fifth, Rick Martel sixth, and all the rest behind him. Martin's going to take a run at Alberto, and I think he makes that one stick. Alex down in 9th place. Good view of the field in front of him. He's got Glenn McKee in front of him directly. I'm not sure if Glenn is the one who smoked his tires, but Alex is going to take advantage of that. And he gets around Glenn. And here we've got Glenn, Martin Smith, and Alex, who just went through. Glenn manages to maintain his position in front of Martin Smith. Martin's going to take another run at Glenn, and this time he's got the inside coming into the hairpin. And I think that's enough an advantage that he's going to keep that. And he's going to take a look at Alberto as well. Oh, somebody's off to the side. I hope that's not Martin. No, I believe it's Alberto. Martin's up into second still, or keeps second. Little pack of 3 in front. Hopefully we can get up there and have a look. Oh no, Takahide spins it, puts it on the curb. He's going to be stuck there until the whole pile goes by. Oh, that's too bad. Great qualifying, but some bad luck. And Alberto, who is in second, he's now fallen down to 6. So two of the front qualifiers have had a bad race of it so far. But that's to Martin and Belanger's advantage. And Mauricio Delgado is hanging on to third right now. A little bit of a scrapping going on here, but I've forgotten who was in front and who was behind. I think Fernandez had fallen to 6th and he's now back to 5th, but I could be wrong on that. Glenn McKee looks to be doing a little bit better in the second race than he did in the first. Back with Alberto as he eyes up 4th place Rick Martel. He's got in underneath them. This could be bad for Rick. Rick manages to get a good run out of the hairpin. Holds Fernandez off for now, but not for long. Yep, I just caught a glimpse of him in the mirror. So Fernandez has worked his way back up to 4th. And in behind, Ecclestone and Smith are duking it out. And I believe Pablo just made a pass past Canton. Canton's not giving up though, and gets the inside line. And I think he's going to keep that. So Techhide is back to the back of the field, but he's got someone to race with for a moment. Looks like he's dealt with Poirier. I thought that was a done deal, but Poirier gets it back again. Now they're neck and neck. See how that ends up. Martin Smith has got Rick in front of him. Rick is sliding pretty good. Enough for Martin to get a pretty good run coming up into the hairpin. And yeah, easily gets around Rick. That puts Martin Smith up into 5th. There appears to be a few more races going on in this race over the first race, although close but not close enough to be threatening anywhere really. Let's see if Alex is going to try and take a run at Glenn McKee. Glenn seems to suffer quite a bit from understeer. Close, but at the moment nowhere to pass, unless he can do something getting onto the straight stretch. If he can tuck in tight here, he might be able to make something of it. You can see Glenn McKee, his front wheels are sliding like crazy. Martin Smith is taking a run on Fernandez, or did Fernandez get Martin Smith? I can't remember which way around. Oh, someone is off in the field. That's Poirier. He was further back anyway. No, that's not Poirier. He's in the pits. I don't know who it was who went off the track. Okay, we'll see if Alex is going to take a run on Glenn McKee. He's close enough. Got a wheel on him, but that's about it. I think Glenn will be able to hold him off through the sweeper. Yeah, but Alex gets into the hairpin a bit better, tucks in underneath, and he makes that one stick. So we'll see if Glenn can find a way to get back. He's underneath. If he could just get a good run here, he could get that back, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Smith is battling it out with Alberto again. And for the time being, Smith has got it, but Alberto gets a good run around Sandra, I think it is. But this time Martin's got a good run. He's going to take that back again. And he gets through the sweeper. For a minute there I thought he might be going off the edge, but no, he's hung on no problem. So for now he's holding fourth. Up front, not much change. Belanger still in first place, Martin behind him, Delgado in third. They seem to be having a pretty quiet race, just staying out front, staying out of trouble. Someone's smoking the tires. I don't know if that's a bad thing. No, nothing's happening. Oh, but Martin Smith loses the back end. That's going to give Fernandez a hell of a lead on him. In fact, Martin's lost 2 positions. 2 positions anyway. Now Alex, who's been fighting with Glenn McKee, is a threat to Martin Smith. In the meantime, Martin's going to see if he can get something back here, starting with Eccleston. Pretty hard to make anything of that there unless you can line up this corner. Smith is not in good position, but he's carrying lots of momentum, so he might be able to make that pass work even though he's on the outside. And I think, yes, that is going to work. Oh, and Alex bumps into the back of Eccleston. That sends him back a few places. Allows Canton and McGee to get through. Leave Smith to worry about Rick Martel. And I didn't realize, but we're on the last lap now. This is probably Canton's last chance to try and get up in underneath McKee down the straight. McKee is a bit wide. I think Canton is going to make that stick. And yep, we're crossing the finish line. So we got Belanger, Edmonds, Delgado in the top three. Fernandez, Martel, Smith, and Eccleston down to 7th. Canton, McGee, Petrosky, Abella, and Takahide down to 12th. And another brave soul driving on a gamepad to round out the field. Our podium finishers then, we start with Mauricio Delgado in 3rd place. Martin Edmonds in 2nd. And Don Belanger in 1st. Sorry, almost demoted him. Next up and last up, we change venues. We move over to Hockenheim in Germany and we switch cars to the Tatuus F4. Up front here we have John Flaherty, who just made it into the 128s. Right behind him, about 1/10 of a second, we have Martin Smith from ESR. Behind him, Glenn McKee. We're now sort of about a second behind the lead, the two leaders. Rick Martel, also from ESR. Biff Riedoff. Now we're sort of talking about 2 seconds back. Takahide Maruka from ESR. Mauricio from ESR. Max Ka, another non-ESR driver. Jandro Oliva and Meteor Racer round out the field. All right, not a particularly big field, but it's still a race, so let's get on with it. Okay, we just wait for the green light. And we are off. So far, a nice clean start. A little bit of jockeying for position. Corner 1, everyone makes it through. Pretty sure corner 2 was clean as well. This is a typical passing point coming down through here. Oh, and Rick Martel misses his braking point. Delgado gets around Max Ka. Oh, Delgado has some sort of an event. Sends him off the track. Not quite sure what happened there. I guess the back end just kicked out on him unexpectedly. So after one lap, we've got Flaherty up front, Martin Smith right behind him, Meteor Racer a few seconds back, and Glenn McKee holding up 4th, which is I think one of his better races for today. A little bit of fighting it out between Taka and Max Ka. But I think there's been no change there. Rick Martel is still struggling to recover from his off at the beginning. Oh, I think that's Glenn McKee, who's sideways on the track. After holding fourth there for a while, that's too bad. When I look at Max K's wheel, it's just kinked a little tiny bit to the left, which makes me think he's got a little bit of suspension damage. Back to Rick, see if he can get himself out of ninth position here. Start making his way back through the field. These F4 cars for open wheel car are actually not too bad to drive. I haven't driven too many of the open wheeled ones, but some of them are pretty sketchy. This one, they're tossable. So they make for a pretty nice race car actually. Running quite wide there. Glenn McKee is back underway. He's now putting pressure on Max K. Looks like he gets through. Oh, he's lost the back end. Got a little hung up on the curb. Unbalanced him. Another piece of bad luck. Really, overall, not a whole lot going on in this race. Cars are quite spaced out. Unlike the NSU races we saw, where there was a few tight packs of real racing. Biff is catching up to Mauricio though. Maybe he'll be able to make something happen soon. Mauricio ran a bit wide to the last corner. We have to remember also that when these guys get on, they just decide what track they're going to run on and go for it. So nobody has really had any practice here. Whereas some of the other drivers that are out here, they tend to hang out in one place and get very good at the track. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. Biff is not making any real inroads on Mauricio. Maybe there's a little chance here where he can catch up. Little peek. But Mauricio is braking deep enough. Didn't want to risk trying to get around there. Well, that takes the threat away from Mauricio. So now we pick up the story with Max Ka. He's within a second of Takahide. But I do believe earlier in the race that Takahide was behind him. So Takahide has moved up into third. Martin Smith is running away at the front with an 11-second lead. And Flaherty is in the pits, and I didn't notice when he went in there or why he went in there. Bit wide there. Still, he gets a good run out of that corner. Whoa, that was a bit of a sketchy move, but Takahide gave him room. Better to stay alive. Let's see if Takahide's got any ideas about how to come back on this. He's got Max Ka once. I'm sure he can do it a second time. Coming into the hairpin. Oh, Max Ka blows that corner. That takes him out. Takahide gets through nice and clean. Now Rick, who had a mishap at the beginning, he's worked his way back up to 6. And he's now looking at the back of Max Ka. And Max Ka has another event that lets Rick Mar around, and he's up into 5th. Now we pick up the race with Mauricio battling out with his old friend Takahide. Peeking down the inside. And he's going to keep that one. Nice clean pass. A little wide on that one, but it's not enough for Takahide to do any kind of attack. So that potentially puts Mauricio on the podium. At this rate, we'll have 2 ESR on the podium. Lap 9, just a couple of laps to go. Takahide's not falling back, so he's got some pace in him. Okay, we pick up the race with the leader. Martin's just been basically running away with it. Max Ka is now coming back a bit on Takahide, so Takahide could be under threat before the race, although over a second to catch up, maybe not. Yeah, after a lap, Max Ka has made up, well, maybe a third of a second. This is not going to help, though. I think that's going to leave Takahide pretty safe. Back to the leader. About a lap and a half to go. So we're pretty much in random mode here now, as there's not really anything going on anywhere on the track. Oh, except for a little bit of misbraking. That's painful to do on second last lap. So Rick recovered some, but he's basically stuck at 6, which I think is really not too far off where he started. So in the end, oh, I speak too soon. Sorry, Rick. Didn't mean to jinx you. And we should be coming up pretty soon to the end here. Last few corners for Martin Smith. Through the inner stadium. Easy win at this point. So that's Rick across the line. Jandro's next across the line, but he's actually down in 9th. And he lets by, I forget who that is who went by, that could be Mauricio. Nope, here's Mauricio in the other blue one. Takahide keeps his 4th. Nice run for Takahide. Max Ka, even with all his problems, still manages to do a 5th. Glenn McKee on the last corner turns it around. Gleno got himself sorted out. I've watched some of his driving. He's got some potential there. And we finish up with Rick Martel in 8th place. Okay, so our final set of podium finishers. We've got Mauricio Delgado in 3rd. I think that's his 2nd third for the day and 2nd podium. In 2nd, we have Meteor Racer. And in top position, we have Martin Smith. Okay, just a quick recap of how our guys did for today. So I'll just go down our ESR entrance. So in race number 1, we've got Don Belanger, who pulled off 2nd, Mauricio Delgado with 5th, Martin Edmonds 6th, Takahide 7th, Rick Martel in 8th, Martin Smith 10th, Glenn McKee in 11th, and that's it. So sort of a mixed bag for race 1. Race 2. We did a little bit better. We've got the top 3 positions this time around. Don Belanger in 1st, Martin in 2nd, Mauricio in 3rd, Rick Martel got a 5th, Martin Smith 6th, Glenn McKee in 9th, Takahide at 12th, and that rounds out that field. And finally in the F4, Martin Smith pulled off a win in this one, Mauricio another 3rd, Takahide a 4th, Glenn a 7th, Rick Martel an 8th. So we're in there. We've got a few podiums. Not too bad, really. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Quick thank you to Mauricio and Martin Edmonds for getting me the replay file so I can put this together. I will say I don't mind putting the videos together, but I'm not a big fan of doing commentary. So if someone wants to take videos that I do and put commentary on it, that'd be great. Anyway, that's all for now.